control the vertigo.
Welcome to Anthologic, the TV anthology podcast. I am your host, Mark. Anthologic is a podcast dedicated to exploring the good, the bad, and the odd of horror, science fiction, and the best of mystery suspense anthology shows and series on TV. Join me as we slip through the cracks of reality to approach the extremes of experience, where we can peruse the stories and art of a sinister fairground of strange and wonderful rides. And now we go on to the show that is the focus of this particular episode. Welcome to this episode of Anthology with your host, Mark. Today we are talking about a big one. It's Alfred Hitchcock Presents, which isn't horror and it isn't sci-fi, but it is mystery. And it really is quite a dominant show in the anthology landscape, TV anthology that is. It ran for 10 seasons, starting in 1955, June 1955, right through to May 1965. And it existed in kind of two flavours. The first 7 seasons were Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and the last 3 seasons were the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. So there's that distinction. And it also flipped channel. Weirdly, it flipped channel. So the first five seasons of Alfred Hitchcock Presents was on CBS. Then the last 2 of that particular variant were on NBC. And then when it changed to the Alfred Hitchcock Hour, the first 2 seasons were on CBS again, and then the last season was on NBC. So it flipped and flopped around. Probably did okay based on Hitchcock's name, right? It made it very sellable. Now, it's distinctive for a number of reasons. Distinctive music, which I use in some of my intro music, so it's kind of placed there already. And also, it's got a certain sketch of a profile, a side-on profile of Alfred Hitchcock that's kind of famous, and Alfred Hitchcock then presents each episode in a very sort of laconic, sarcastic way, very distinctive. He's very dismissive of the characters in his stories, and it's kind of funny. And he doesn't fail on this very first episode. And the first episode is actually directed by Alfred Hitchcock, so that is something. It's a story called Revenge, and it stars Ralph Meeker and Vera Miles. Vera Miles went on to star in Psycho as Marion Crane's sister, didn't she? So Vera Miles did work with Hitchcock again in a very famous Hitchcock film. And it originally aired on October 1955. It's quite a dark one, this one, it has to be said. I was quite surprised it's from the middle 50s, given how dark it is. But Hitchcock presenting it kind of lightens the mood because he's got a very dark sense of humour and delivery, and he's kind of dismissive of the characters. So he kind of underplays the seriousness of the drama. Undercuts the seriousness of the drama, and it kind of makes it funny. And he continues to present it. So they're about 25 minutes each. There's even words with Hitchcock talking about the sponsor. Here's our sponsor. So we get all that too. And as I say, it stars Ralph Meeker and Vera Miles. Ralph Meeker is a guy I really like. He made, the year this was made, 1955, he also made a film called Kiss Me Deadly, which is a really great kind of noir detective thriller. Mickey Spillane thriller, and Ralph Meeker's fantastic in it. He's so hard bitten and tough, and he really delivers. And he's been in quite a lot of things. I think he should have had a bigger career. For example, he was in Dirty Dozen as the drill sergeant that worked alongside Lee Marvin. Most famously for this show, Anthologic, I think he was a recurrent character in the Night Stalker Kolchak series. Now, I know Kolchak isn't an anthology show, but it's kind of Monster of the Week, and it kind of feels a bit anthology. And Ralph Meeker starred in that as I think an FBI guy, if I remember rightly, who actually got on quite well with Kolchak. Vera Miles, as I said already, will go on to work with Hitchcock, and it's about those. Basically, this couple, newly married, Ralph Meeker and Vera Miles, are living in this like caravan. They're getting away from it all because she was a dancer, but the pressure of work sort of gave her a bit of a nervous breakdown, so she's kind of relaxing. And he leaves her for work. Asked his lady next door to call in on her so she's not alone, which she does. And the character is baking a cake for her husband. So it's kind of a nice happy family kind of vibe. Now Mika goes to work, but when he comes back, she's just lying in bed, sort of not really with it, and says she's been attacked and she feels traumatized by it. So Ralph Meeker's character is... did I mention the story's called Revenge? Great time. So Ralph Meeker's character's trying to help her. He's being very kind to her and gentle and looking after her, as he was before the attack. And he then says to her, would you know him again if you ever saw him? And she says, yeah, I definitely would. But she's very passive and almost monotone, like she's been deeply traumatized and she can't really show emotions. That's how it comes through. It's played quite well, and I was impressed how sophisticated it came across, actually, because I think I would have thought in the 50s you overplay everything, right? But these are playing it like it's a movie, and I think probably Alfred Hitchcock's direction is probably the reason for that, possibly. But it's played in a very interesting and fairly sophisticated way. And as they're driving through a town, Ralph Meeker wants to get away from it all. They're driving through a town to go carrying up the coast, and she suddenly sees a guy. She said, "That's him. That's the man." And Ralph Meeker just pulls up the car and he says, "Just wait there. I just got a little bit of business." And he pockets a large spanner. And he follows the man into a hotel, follows him to his room and walks past like he's standing on safe. Then goes in and basically brains the guy. It's all off camera, but it's still pretty drastic. And we see the aftermath of it where like someone who works at a hotel goes in the room for cleaning or whatever and finds the murder, and it's a murder. So Ralph Meeker has murdered the man he thinks attacked his wife. And it okay, so we get some resolution. We're getting near the end. Oh, this is a spoiler, big spoiler for this story, but it is, oh god, how old? 65, 66 years old. And he gets in the car and they carry on driving, and then suddenly she goes, "That's him, that's the man," to someone completely different, and we get a shot of Ralph Meeker's face realising he's probably killed an innocent man. And there's also even a question of, what was she ever attacked? Because we didn't see any evidence or anything like that. I can't remember if anything. Let's say she was, but even so, she's so traumatised that she's kind of saying every man reminds her of her attacker, and Ralph Meeker has done something, more very, very wrong in trying to get revenge rather than justice. And Hitchcock makes that point as well at the end, where he kind of diffuses the tension pretty much completely with his offhand comedy comments about it. Really enjoyed this. I think this may be the first time I've seen any Alfred Hitchcock Presents. I kind of got a vibe, I've seen one or two, but I just can't recall specifics about an episode. So it's possible I haven't seen any, or I've seen clips of them, or it's possible other shows remind me of it. For example, there is an Outer Limits episode, which for some reason I associate with Alfred Hitchcock, but when I went back and looked on it, it was like, oh no, that's nothing to do with Alfred Hitchcock. So I was confused about what show I was watching, I think, when I remembered that particular one. So yes, a good one, a solid one. I will probably watch more of these at some point, and it's such a big one, I'm wondering whether to bring it into the wheelhouse, possibly once I'm finished with the Outer Limits, which is the one I'll probably be finished with first out of the big three I cover. I may bring this in, but we'll see. I quite enjoyed it. It was kind of pacey and filled its space well, and the music's great too. So very much enjoyed this one. Big recommend for me. Revenge from season 1 of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. And before I go, may I ask, is anybody out there?
We now return control of your television set to you until next week at this same time, when the control voice will take you to